So what will bismuth goose hunting ammo do against steel? Well, in this video, I'm gonna put it to the test. George here with the New Hunter's Guide, and I want to test some goose hunting ammunition, particularly some bismuth number 2s against steel number 2s and steel BB shot. Now there are two schools of thought when it comes to goose hunting ammo that I want to address today. Number one involves using goose ammo that has enough potency to go through the body of a goose in order to hit those core vitals and bring the bird down. The second school of thought involves using smaller shot with more pellets, aiming for head or neck shots to hit those systems and bring the birds down that way. This test is going to be using the former one with bigger pellets in order to go for body shots. So let's go ahead and look at the ammunition. We've got some BOSS Warchief Bismuth number 2s, 1,350 feet per second, 1.5 ounce payload, 150 pellets with 42.2 foot-pounds of recoil. And I bought all the ammunition used in this video with my own money, though BOSS has given me ammo in the past. And for the steel ammo, we're going to use Kent Fasteel 2.0 for both the number 2s and the BB shot. Both are traveling at 1,500 feet per second, both 1.25 ounce payload, and of course the number of pellets are different, though the recoil is the same. Now the idea here is that the bismuth ammo should give us more ballistics gel penetration because it's denser. However, what will the steel BB shot do against the denser bismuth ammunition? So how are we going to test this ammunition today? Well, first we're going to pattern test it at 40 yards using my Trulock Super Waterfowl number 1 full choke tube. Why this choke tube? Because it's the tightest choke tube I have for this gun that's also rated for steel BB shot. Always make sure that the chokes that you use are rated for the ammunition that you plan to shoot through it. Then we're going to ballistics gel test all 3 at 40 yards to see what we can learn from that. Let's head down to the range and get this test started. I am down at the range, I got my eye protection on, and I've got my Tetras in for ear protection, and Tetra Hearing is the sponsor of this video. I've had a set of Tetras in my ears for practically every hunt using a firearm for over 4 years. They are built on hearing aid technology and can come custom calibrated to your personal hearing level. You can take a hearing test before you order them, so if you're a little low in hearing in one ear, they can boost the volume. Maybe you're a little low in just certain frequencies in one ear, and they can boost the volume on just those frequencies. I can hear everything that's going on around me, all the sounds of the hunt, and then as soon as I pull the trigger, they become instantaneous hearing protection. And as soon as that loud volume passes, my hearing comes right back. And maybe more exciting than that are Tetra's patented audio programs, which can amplify the sounds of the game that you're hunting so you can hear those animals louder and from further away with these in than you could with the naked ear. They can come set up for hunting waterfowl, turkey, deer, elk, upland game, and more. And thanks to Tetra, you can get a free 2-year extended service plan, which covers unlimited service, cleaning, lab side parts and labor, and lifetime recalibration if your hearing level changes. Just use my link in the video description down below. That'll take you to the $275 service plan. Add that to your cart, pick out your devices, and then at checkout, use my discount code, also in the video description down below, in order to make the service plan free. If you use my link or code, I earn a small commission. Thank you for your support, and thank you, Tetra. All right, back to the range. I am down at the range, set up at 40 yards. I didn't have any reactive goose targets, but I do have some reactive duck targets set up. Duck's a smaller bird. If you can hit a duck, you can hit a goose. I've got our Super Waterfowl full choke tube here loaded up, and we're gonna start off with the BOSS number 2 goose ammo. All right, now we've got our Kent Fasteel number 2 goose ammo. And yeah, I suppose you could use these loads to shoot ducks, but man, I would prefer more pellets than are in the goose load. Let's go ahead and change out this paper and we'll hit it with some bigger pellets. Now I have the steel BB shot ready to go. You guys know my favorite thing about steel BB shot? Way less pellets to count. It's so much easier to make videos with. Let's go. All right, let's go take a look at this paper. I have all 3 of these targets laid out here, and I've drawn 30-inch-ish circles over the densest part of the core pattern of each. Guys, keep in mind, this is not an exact science. It's not perfect, but I try to do as fair as possible. Let's jump in and take a look. First, we have the bismuth number 2s. Really nice pattern here. Pretty good distribution overall. Then we've got the steel number 2s. Also good pattern, good distribution overall, not bad. Then we've got the BB shot. And not as good of a pattern, although we wouldn't expect it to be as good. So what's ahead, the steel 2s or the bismuth 2s? Whew, they are really, really close. I'm gonna count these pellets, get that data for you guys in a chart at the end, but first, let's move on to the ballistics gel test. I have the ballistics gel set up at 40 yards. Now, because we're using Goose loads, we've got fewer pellets and bigger pellets. So I'm gonna take 2 shots with each shell to make sure we get enough pellets in the gel to make our averages a little healthier. And I'm gonna rotate the ones that we shoot. So first off, we've got the BOSS, then we'll shoot the Fasteel behind it. Now I've got the BOSS again, and the Fasteel behind it again. And yes, those were both the number 2s. I'm gonna go ahead now and flip the block of gel around and we'll shoot the BB shot. Now let's see how many BBs we can put in the gel. There's our first shot, and there's our second. Okay, let's go take a look. I have the ballistics gel here. We have an absolute mess of pellets. You may wonder, George, why don't you use multiple blocks of gel? Well, I prefer to use a single block simply because I want to reduce the number of variables whenever I can. Let's go ahead and take a look. From left to right, we've got the number 2s, and from right to left, we've got the BB shot. Now the question is, which one is ahead and by how much? So I'm gonna measure a good sample of each type of pellet in order to try to answer that question. Keep in mind that measuring pellets in ballistics gel is difficult, especially when they're closer to the center of the block. There is rounding involved, and I am sure that the final result is never perfect. So please don't look at this data like the final word. Look at it as guidelines in order to get a sense for the relative difference of each type of ammo. So I'm gonna get this data together for you guys in a chart momentarily. One of my favorite things about goose hunting ammunition is bigger pellets means smaller pellets, means my job counting the pellets is much easier. But if you've enjoyed this video so far, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more videos like it, click subscribe as well. Now let's take a look at the data. You can see up first with the bismuth, 130 pellets in our 30-inch-ish circle at 40 yards. The Kent Fasteel number 2s, 129 pellets in the circle. And then the Kent Fasteel BB shot, 64 pellets in the circle. So we see that the bismuth comes out ahead 103% more pellets than the BB shot and 1 pellet more than the steel shot. Now that could be the exact same or slightly different on the next test, so pretty much neck and neck between the steel and the bismuth ammo for the number 2s, but between the 2s and the BB shot, massive difference for both the steel and the bismuth. Now the ballistics gel penetration. We see that the bismuth ammo, 4.56 inches of penetration in this test versus the number 2's 3.74 inches of penetration versus the steel BB shot, 5.18 inches of penetration. So the steel BB shot comes out ahead 39% more penetration than the steel number 2's and 14% more penetration than the bismuth number 2's. The bismuth number 2s, however, have 22% more penetration than the steel number 2s. So what is the final analysis here? What does this tell us? Well, I think all of these loads could be used to bring down a goose. However, I have a couple of benchmarks that I evaluate my goose ammo with. Number 1, I want to see at least 100 pellets in the 30-inch circle at whatever range I'm hunting in order to have sufficient pattern density for me. Your benchmark could be different. I also want to see 4 inches of ballistics gel penetration at whatever range I plan to be shooting. Again, your benchmark may be different. So for me, in my framework of evaluation, the number 2s do not have enough ballistics gel penetration, and the BB shot does not have enough pattern density. So the only load on the board here that checks both boxes for me is going to be the bismuth ammo. And of course, I'd like to hear your thoughts as well, so please comment down below. If you'd like to see steel bismuth and TSS duck hunting ammo tested against each other, check out this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you, and go get 'em in the woods.